Hey y'all, it's Shane Rice, kicking off the marketing recap call, inbound marketing recap call this week with our metrics. And so I'm just going to jump right into it, sharing my screen here on. So Danielle, this is going to stop sharing your sound. That just popped up to tell me that. So I'm going to grab that, I guess, while I share my screen. Cool. So we are 42.05% through the quarter as of. I got to change the date here. It's as of yesterday. So pace so far this quarter. So looking at our goal to increase website traffic 20% year over year, page views, and these numbers now only reflect the inbound sources. So they reflect organic search, direct visitors, and then social, organic social, and referral. And just a word on direct. I know I talk about this all the time, but direct is a big bucket of we don't know where these people come from when they visit our site, right? So it could be that they enter our website directly, type in about.gitlab.com or gitlab.com and get redirected. It could be, that they click from another website and come. It could be they come from an email that's not tagged. It could also be that they come from one of the other buckets, and just aren't sourced correctly when they hit Google Analytics. So that direct is kind of a catch-all. All that to say, page views year over year, looking at, the last 365 days in the previous period, we're at 18.11% growth, which is, really close to that 20% goal that we're at. Users aren't quite as high. We're growing there about 8.52%. I think the growth in page views, though, reflects that, those users are coming to, view multiple pages, get lots of data. So there's, while it's not 20%, that's still a very encouraging number. And then also moving on to the inbound inquiry trial results for this quarter. So if you look at, this is the sheet that I use to calculate this. And so you can see the buckets are here for page views and users. And this is where we pull that number from now. And then we also plug in the totals for February and March for trials on this sheet. And hold on, there we go. Let's see, where is it? Yes. So on this dashboard right here, we just come and grab the trial numbers here. And then once we plug that in, everything gets added up and it gives us attainment and pace for the quarter. So on the agenda, you can see that we've attained 49.5% of our goal for the quarter so far to date. And that puts us on pace for 117%. So we're on track here. Everything looking very positive. And I think eventually what we want to do is we want to move out of a phase where we're just looking at the trials for this number. We want to include other inquiry sources. But right now, the trial is our strongest inquiry source. And it's also our strongest indicator of interest to buy and what is driving a lot of pipeline. And so as we diversify and have other inquiry sources that are starting to drive those sales motions, then we'll expand this out and begin to include those sources as well. So links in this section, like I said, include a link to a walkthrough of how I assembled this report, so that Hanif and Niall can recreate this on a biweekly basis going forward. And then also there's a link to that spreadsheet, which is Danielle's the owner of, and anyone at GitLab can edit. So I would say if you're not working on these metrics directly, but you're interested in kind of seeing how everything works, if you can make a copy, that'd probably be the best motion for kind of taking a look under the hood there. So I don't see any questions on the agenda. So one last call for those. All right. So I'm going to pass it over to Michael for show and tell.
Yeah, thanks, Shane. So show and tell, reminder, it's for everyone to contribute, briefly share something that we're proud of. Screen sharing makes it even more real to everybody. And I just wanted to, again, say briefly, because this is the first one that we're doing now that's every 2 weeks, and I'm seeing a huge list of amazing stuff. And I would love to make sure that everybody gets a moment to highlight what's been accomplished. So first off, I'm seeing Tyler. You're on mute.
Sorry, I was clicking share screen and then I couldn't unmute. Thank you. So I will keep it quick. Super exciting. We merged a really big update to Slippers UI. We've demoed this before. This is the Storybook instance for the Slippers UI repository.
Tyler, we're looking at your desktop.
Oh.
I don't know if we should be seeing something else.
Jeez. Okay. Share screen. That's so weird. I wonder why it won't let me share that. Desktop one. Okay, I can get it specifically. How's that? You see it now?
Yeah.
Excellent. Sorry about that. So we've demoed this before. This is the Storybook for Slippers UI, but you'll notice if you remember from before, there's a lot more stuff in here. This covers about, at this point, a little over 80% of what is in Tino's blog, Designs for Slippers blog, and this is one of the pressure tests. There's a couple things that we've got to iron out here, but this MR was just represented a huge step forward. And now what we're doing is we've moved a lot of that work into a broader epic for the full blog update, and digital experience is kind of working through that. And we're feeling really good about progress. And we've got some of the middleman integration started as well. So it's looking really good. And it's been moving along really nicely for Slippers blog template. Cool. And Rebecca, I think you're next. Oops.
Thanks. I'm super excited to see that new layout start rolling in. You give me one moment. So I just wanted to share that I completed the Q4 traffic review. This obviously, this was November through January. I'm sharing it a little bit late because we've moved the meeting a couple of times. But if you are interested, you could go into the full breakdown in the spreadsheet that's linked here, but I have captured some of the top takeaways in the issue here. And even though it's closed, you are very welcome to leave comments on here if anything stands out to you or you're interested in exploring something further. Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to both Chrissy and Thomas Vick, who both had 2 posts in the top 10 this past month. That was super cool. And then the basics of CI was actually a post from 2016 that is among our top blog posts of all time. It's consistently in the top 10 each month. So Itzik from Technical Marketing has updated that, and it's getting really strong traffic even now still. This was published in December. So some cool work happening there. And also shout out to Sarah. It was just 2 of us for that past quarter, and we still published 31 blog posts, even taking into account that a lot of people are out over the holidays. So great job there. What a trooper. That's all from me. Over to Barker.
Okay, so Jer. Where'd you go? Oh man.
We're
Sorry.
getting everybody's.
Yeah.
No. That's a pretty one too, Lauren.
Okay, there we go. So Typeform has been added as a content type in Netlify CMS. Here's an example of a landing page that you can build. And you drop your Typeform embed code there and off you go. You take the quiz. And then the second thing I wanted to show is my van on my blog post that I did, but I feel really proud that I got my van on the GitLab site. So yeah, and now we're send me.
I just can't stop laughing. Wonderful. All right. So what I'm going to be sharing is the partners overview page that we released during this sprint. And I'm going to be sharing my screen. So let's start. Okay. Can we see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good. So the partners overview page, this was what we had before. This was the before we made this iteration, and special shout out to Jessie. She did a wonderful job of giving us a very wonderful UI. And this is the new page that we just okay, yeah, this is the new page that we just released. And it seems like everybody is loving it. So during this sprint, that was what we were able to work on, and we still doing some iteration to make sure that everything is how we want it to be. And it was a very wonderful sprint. After this, I had so much time to jumped into Google Tag Manager and started playing around behind Shane's back and asking him a lot of questions about what is going on Google Tag Manager. I'm really going to miss Shane a lot, but that's it from me. And over to Valerie. Oh, she's not on call. Suri, I think Laura is about to fill in for Suri because Suri's not here.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just mention Valerie had also put on there another thanks to Lauren Barker for the Typeform pages that she built that she showed briefly. And then Suri, who's not on the call, I guess I'll share my screen here. Hopefully it works. Okay, hopefully you guys can see everything.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So Suri took some existing blog posts and added them to about.gitlab.com. So these are under the topics pages under GitOps. So those are available now on the website. And then we also did some iterations together on the commit landing page. So the commit event is set for August 10th and 11th. This existing page is similar to last year's pages. We use the existing styles, but we're going to be iterating on this and actually implementing it with the Netlify CMS, creating an entire template for it so we can use it for this commit event and all the smaller satellite commit events that are happening throughout the year. So this will be constantly improved, but for now, this has all of the updated copy for this year's commit event, lots of CFP call for proposals buttons all throughout the site to encourage people to apply. Next up is Tina.
Okay, I just want to, can you see my screen? You should be seeing the document. I just want to quickly go over some templates that we created to help align content creation with existing block designs. The Figma file exists. The Figma pages are in the slippers file as a single source of truth. What you're looking at here is the block section with some really brief usage instructions. And then from there, you can kind of take a look at all of the components that have been designed to date by the digital experience team. And then you can kind of pick and choose whatever block you want here and put together your page. One way that you can do this is to use this Google Doc that was created, I believe, by Becky. And you can just note in the section that you're creating which block you'd like to use over here. Hopefully this will be useful to everyone. And just let me know how I can further iterate on this to make your experience in creating new pages easier. That's it for me. Javi.
What's up? All right, let me share my screen. All right, I really was hoping that you would share the cards because that was something that like I took directly from the thing that you were working on and like wasn't like, I don't think you were expecting me to just pull, but I was working on like this other DevOps download newsletter page, trying to use Slippers like to use it. So then this is all responsive and stuff. And I was trying to see if I could just like get it to demo awesomely. So I tried doing this, and if you're not code literate, I'm going to show you code right now. So I tried copying this HTML snippet into Haml and tried copy pasting it into about GitLab and see what would happen. Boom, beautiful. Looks exactly the same, works exactly as we were hoping for. We're iterating on this. I think this is just part of the process of trying to integrate outside styles with like the site that we currently have. So we're getting there. It's looking better than we were before. So thanks so much for letting me share. Up next, we have Hanif. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Hanif's out for the meeting, so I'm just going to verbalize for him. So just to share. So Hanif, not on call. At the end of January, we'll launch an initiative to reduce the number of SEO errors on the website, especially the handbook. There is a link to an epic there containing the videos and other assets for the epic, if anyone wants to visit it, and the spreadsheet for any documented errors. And the results so far are 424 fixed errors. So it's just a shout out to everyone who was included on the or to participate in those fixes. And the epic is still open if anyone wants to jump in and contribute further. So just pass on to Becky.
Mine's boring, but we updated ourselves to 2-week milestones in GitLab to align with the milestones with marketing. I am not sure how well they're going, but I have not heard anything. So usually that's a good sign of that most things didn't fall off on the back end. So that's it for me. So everybody has time to show their cooler things. Who is up next? Sorry, I lost my place on here. Ash is not on the call. In this longer sprint, because we missed a week, she, with the help of the digital experience team, got the new CI page up, which looks great. And then the partner overview page, which Sanmi showed, also went live. So I will pass it over to Jess.
Jess is out today, so I'll read this for her. So she finished up tree testing on the navigation redesign we're doing. There's a link to the tree testing and an issue for feedback. Some really interesting results. She also has a video. If no one can find that, hit me up. It's amazing that we're starting to orchestrate our site around the way that people actually would think about using it. So this is very exciting work. Erica.
Hello. So this is just a quick recap of everything that we've been doing, because I wasn't sure if we were supposed to do that with sprints, and Becky, not boring. We for the sprints, at least I do. It's very helpful. But the 2-week sprints especially. So we picked a production partner for the demo video. So we are going with Thought Cafe. There's a link in there. You can learn more about it. Great team. And we are working on storyboarding and the creative brief, the more fleshed out creative brief between the digital production team and then also technical marketing. And we have a kickoff call with Doc Cafe on Monday, so we're excited. And then we are obviously just going to keep on working on scripting and all of that. We did a quick turnaround on a board video yesterday, basically. So that went well and was added to the sprint. And we also closed out SKO, which is amazing. So that's all done. And then I will kick it to Barack to talk a little bit about another project we're working on and that we're going to wrap up this sprint.
You know, it is hard to figure out how to unmute yourself when you share your screen. I just realized. Yeah, we're working on a general use bumper for use across GitLab. This would be something that would be shared with all employees to use on whatever they're putting out. We have an older one that's, in need of a refresh. This one's being designed with the great new look we have for the brand and for the website in mind. Hopefully it'll integrate seamlessly with that, especially as, if it's embedded to the website. I would love for it to feel like it's a very much an intended part of that look. So as you can see, it carries over a lot of those elements. A couple things may change towards the end of the week, but we're looking at a pretty solid look at it right now. And then to come would be trying to find a nice sound for it. The one that's in the link I provided is just a temp, and creating a closer as well, so people can have something to put at the end of the video. I think I'm the last one. Is there anybody else? No, I don't think so. So that goes to Becky for shoutouts.
Sure. So this is just the part where we shout out anybody that has helped you that you'd like to say thank you to. It can be on our team or any other team or external vendors as well. So let me find the list. I'll hand it over to the first person on there, which I think is Val, as long as I haven't missed anything, who isn't on the call, as I remember. So Lauren, you want to read that?
Yeah, just saying thanks for the interactive quizzes. Yeah, so sweet that those are on there, and pass it over to Rebecca.
Thanks. I just wanted to thank Tina. We met earlier this week, and it was a great reminder of, if you have someone who's a subject matter expert, ask them to solve your problem. Don't tell them what you think the solution is until you've worked out what problem you're trying to solve, because sometimes the thing that you think you want isn't actually it. So it was just a great reminder to apply it across the board. And I had the next one as well, which was a thanks to Will Spillane. He put together a comprehensive and very interesting report on how blog posts performed on social in FY21. I still have to dig into it because there's a lot to digest there, but it's linked there if anyone wants to go and peruse that as well. Over to you, Niall.
Thanks. Just share the screen quickly. Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Suri and the content team. They've been targeting GitOps as a term there for the last couple of months, and there was some small work done in linking pre-Christmas, but I just included a graph there from Google Search Console, just with an overlay of our click data and or impression data, just to see the progress that's been happening since in around Christmas. So it's fairly impressive, and trajectory is fairly strong. And secondly, just included a comment as well, kind of related to what Hannah was stating about the handbook challenge. There is a link to a video there, but it's just an overview of the impact that those kind of fixes and what's been happening over the last number of months are having on SERP. So all these little projects kind of add up to really influence how we progress organically in organic search. So I just want to shout out and thank everyone for that as well. And just pass it on to Michael.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you to Sarah and Rebecca for helping Stephen and I with a blog post. We, in error, posted it to the main blog, which I kind of love because we make mistakes too, even though we built the thing. So it's okay to make mistakes, but sorry, I know that caused like a whole bunch of kind of set your hair on fire a little bit. And I was just kind of confused what was going on because I thought it was going to go on unfiltered. And the lemonade that we made is the copy edits you did like makes Steven sound like a genius. So now Steven sounds smarter, and I think it can go on the main blog. But thank you, and sorry for causing some disruption to your already busy schedule. Erica.
Yes, I just wanted to shout out to a few people. A quick shout out to Sherry Holmes for being a great partner on a myriad of projects, including the board, as well as Jacqueline. She was awesome as well, Jacqueline Grant. Thank you to Becky for helping to get finance things on board, particularly even around this, and just getting some campaign tags and some things turn around really quickly for a quick draw McGraw moment. So much appreciated. And thank you, Brock, for being a second set of eyeballs on that project, and also to keep the demo organization and management going while I got pulled into that. So yeah, thanks Brock, Sherry, Becky, Jacqueline, and everybody else.
And congrats on your discretionary bonus, Erica. This is such an above and beyond moment, so very well deserved.
Thank you.
Yep. I think I'm next. I just want to say thank you for Will. He created an epic for the brand messaging launch, and he got it up there so quickly that I was able to just delete the one that I was starting, which was amazing. And then thank you. Everybody's been helping out a lot on this, but Lauren just like ran above and beyond getting all of those epics and issues ready for the webpage update. So really appreciate that. Oh, and ending with Shane for thank you for everything you have always done for me and helping put me back in a good mood when I am, because I can get real cranky. And Shane is usually the one that's like, it's okay.
Thanks, Becky.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. What an amazing 2 weeks. This was the most packed agenda I think we've ever had for this meeting. So have a great rest of your day and into the weekend. Have a great time. See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.